Well, greetings and salutations, everybody. This is kind of a impromptu hangout uh, due to the relentless efforts of one particular ignorant flat earther. But before we get into that, now some of you who follow me also follow Sean and follow him probably more than me. The and Sean had some stuff going on his channel, and Sean, why don't you go ahead and tell him what's up?
Well, there's some people in the chat have asked, why were my videos gone? So the simplest answer I can give is because of financial issues, I actually was losing the internet. And in preparation to lose the internet, I didn't want to make people think that I was ignoring comments or not giving rebuttals to the ignorant comments I normally get. I just went ahead and privated everything on the channel so it couldn't claim I was just ignoring them.
You get ignorant comments too?
Oh, good Lord, yes.
Oh, gee. Okay.
So instead of the other option I had was to disable comments, and I think that is a complete bitch move because then people can just say, well, you're just afraid of getting, rebutted in your videos, so you just disable comments. So to avoid that, I just made everything private. The internet issue has been resolved, so videos are back.
All right. Okay, so everybody knows, Sean's back and open for business and more ignorant comments.
Yes.
Now, I invited you here, Sean, because I need your depth. Now, you're not really 100% versed on exactly what it is I'm going to be speaking about tonight.
Actually, you haven't told me anything, so I have no idea what it's about. I just know it's about FEPE.
Yeah. Yes, this is about Flat Earth Perth. Now, I call him one of the most ignorant people on the planet because of the mere fact that he's a flat earther who lives in Australia.
Yeah, about that.
Okay, now, let's not forget flat earthers only, last year we're talking about Australia didn't even exist.
To be fair, that has only been pushed forward by the Flat Earth Society, which we all know is a satirical site making fun of the flat Earth.
Oh, okay.
So,
legit. And what do you call it? But, and on top of that, during the Australian summer months, which to us obviously is the winter months up here up north, he has the ability with 3 photographs to completely destroy every flat earth model that exists. All he has to do is take all he has to do is take a photo of the sunrise, sun at solar noon, and sunset, and none of that works on flat earth anywhere.
Or he can just point his camera south and get the southern celestial point.
Yeah, pretty much. So I love that level of ignorance. But now some of you heard my my video the other day. Not many people watched it, and that's because I wasn't debunking anybody, and excuse me. And I wasn't presenting any new material. I just did a nice little my discussion about Memorial Day. Now, I am a veteran. Sean is a veteran, and I have many veteran friends. And most of us either know or know of someone who fell in combat. And the point that I had made, and I had made it several times in that very short video. It was only 5 minutes something long. I had pointed out that people who make false claims are abusing their freedom of speech. Now, I don't that freedom of speech does not have any bearing on your thoughts or your beliefs. Never has. You're free to think and believe whatever you want. Always have been. But it's when you abuse it by using your freedom of speech to make false accusations and false claims. Now, Sean, I have 2 words, and I would like you, just off the top of your head, to define them for me, if you will. Oops, you're muted, bud. Okay, he's probably talking to his wife. Well, I'll wait till he comes back. But there's 2 words in dispute here, and what do you call it? And they pretty much come from. This was his opening salvo in our discussion here. This was Flat Earth Perth opening salvo here. He says, Translation of my video, of course. Translation: according to Sly, all Americans had the right to freedom to free speech. Oh, except for flat earthers. Um, I've never said that at all. I didn't even say that in the video. You know, because if I wanted to make a point like that, I would have actually made that point. Um, Now, I did summarize the video by telling people that you know, if they abuse freedom of speech and they use it, they think they're protected, but they use it to slander and or make false accusations and stuff like that. They're actually abusing it, and therefore, as I said in the video, spitting on the graves who protect of those who fell, protecting those rights.
Well,
Now,
I'm sorry, I had a phone call, so I missed everything.
okay.
Just going by what I see on screen here, I find this incredibly hypocritical.
Oh, of course.
Because I am blocked on FEPE Perth channel for disagreeing with him.
Oh, so because you disagreed with him, he could take your freedom of speech?
Yes, apparently. So
Interesting.
FEPE, eat a dick.
Interesting. Now, hey, thanks, Wriggles World. Appreciate that, buddy. The now what I want to spewing BS ain't free speech. Well, spewing BS is free speech. I have to actually clarify that. I understand what you mean, but what do you call it? No, spewing bullshit is your right in the United States of America. Okay, per the Constitution. You can talk as much bullshit as you want, and you are protected. But the reason why those laws were made and added to the Constitution is because they are an anti-oppression tool, which means that the common citizen of the United States is allowed to speak out without fear of at least prosecution against the government and other establishments. However, if you now, Sean, I need you to define two words for me, please. Just, you know, off the cuff.
Okay.
Define for me what is the difference between a claim and a thought.
A claim is something you are actually asserting to be true. A thought is something you are trying to postulate an idea on.
Right. So one's an idea that's open widely to interpretation, is also can be molded in other directions, whereas a claim is basically, you could also call it an accusation in a much harder term. Now, give me your definition of the word unsubstantiated.
It has nothing to back it up.
Nothing to back it up. So you could say without proof, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now, I asked Flat Earth Perth about, I don't know, probably at least a dozen times, as he claims that I was saying that flat earthers do not have the right to free speech, which I never said. He even claimed that he went back and wrote it, listened to my video several times, and even wrote it down that I said that, which I didn't, which I thought was hysterical. But I guess the point we're getting to here is that I told him that making unsubstantiated claims is what was the root of my discussion. And he refused he refused every single time that I asked him to define unsubstantiated claim. He pretty much avoided that topic because he did not want to say what unsubstantiated claim means. And, you know, so that's pretty simple, you know. And then, but he also decided that he was going to state several lies about me in these damn, you know, this was about a 5-minute video, you know. And let me show you what he's got here. What do you call it? So he tried to change the subject. And he tried to turn it into, okay, so what unsubstantiated claims against the government? And I asked him, what part of unsubstantiated claim has you confused? I said, but here are a few examples of unsubstantiated claims. These are quotes that he made actually in those threads. These are under the Memorial Day thing. Feel free to stop by and read that. What do you call it? he says Sly's exact words were that some people's thoughts are pissing on the graves of soldiers, which I never, ever said, because your thoughts are your thoughts.
Right.
Okay, so you thinking that I don't know, magic gems are somehow a way to cleanse your soul if you lay underneath them and stuff like that. If you think that that works, that's not a bad thing, I guess. It's weird, but it's not a bad thing, and it's definitely not pissing on the graves of soldiers. Okay, and on top of that, that's an outright lie because I never once said that, not once. Okay. What do you call it? And then he says I went back and wrote down what he said. Well, um, and he never showed me what he wrote down, not once, because I never said such a stupid thing. He says, you said people with certain thoughts are pissing on graves. No, I didn't. Never once. Sly is saying people who believe in FE pisses on the graves of soldiers. Nope. Didn't say that either. According to Sly, all Americans have the right of free speech, except flat earthers. And then I just simply, this was all in a post that I put back to him. I said, those are examples of lies or unsubstantiated claims, if you will, because he's got nothing to back them up because I never said any of that shit.
And this is also stuff he supposedly wrote down from your video.
Well, he claimed right here. He actually went a little bit further in his comment. He was like, I went back and I watched the video several times, and I went back and wrote down what he said. You know, he was defending himself to somebody else. I think it was Dane in my comment section. If not, it was Rock Lover, I think. But nevertheless, he was going up against him, saying I went back and wrote down what he said. But yet, he has yet to ever show what I said. And you can even pull the transcript. You don't even have to watch my video. Okay, you can pull the transcript. Thanks for showing. I do that, Sean. But so it's okay for him to lie, but then come back and say that I'm wrong about this. It's just crazy. The hypocrisy is thick with this one. Now, he also decided that he was going to kind of take a shot at me because I turned around, in the video, and as I am showing off in the background here, okay, I am a veteran, and again, Sean is a veteran, and I'm sure, what do you call it? If Jared's out there listening, he's probably chomping at the bit, wishing that he could get in here, and but probably not. He's probably on the road as he usually is. What do you call it? And this was let's see. You're welcome to say what you think. My views are unrealistic or whatever. This is a quote from him. You think hold on, let me start that over. You're welcome to say what you think. My views are unrealistic or whatever you think, but when, as a soldier myself, I am accused of spitting on graves due to how I interpret the evidence I gather myself, then I take enormous offense to that and will continue to fight against this type of thing. Now, first of all, let's I don't want to go too much into what he claims he has as evidence, because honestly, I'm not very well versed in anything other than Flat Earth Perth's defense of Nathan Oakley, and then, of course, the fundraiser that he had when he was trying to lift up a Buick with a fly swatter. Obviously, he wasn't trying to lift a Buick with a fly swatter, but he was talking about getting a very heavy and very large camera and attaching it to a cheap drone. And which he ended up not doing. He bought a different camera, strapped it to the thing, I'm assuming, and put it up in the air and posted about 2 or 3 of the stillest images that he could get out of it, and which I thought was hysterical. And I even tried to help him out on that, prior to him purchasing bits of equipment, but haven't heard anything back on that. So,
Oh, I've got a detail about that.
Oh, you got something about that?
Oh, yeah.
What you got?
He ditched the toy drone, switched over to a Phantom 3.
Okay.
Attached the camera to the gimbal on the Phantom 3, put it up, says that resolves all the issue for weight and stability. Then, instead of making his video like he was going to, he decided to go out and get a Phantom 4, but for some reason it didn't come with a charger, so he's still waiting on the charger to get sent to him.
For 2 months.
Yeah.
Now,
I'm sorry, but DJI is pretty good about putting all the accessories in their boxes.
Well, yeah, that onto, well, he might have bought it used, but we don't know that. But ever heard of Amazon? They'll fire that stuff off to you, and it'll be on your doorstep. Even from a third-party seller in a week.
Well, I'm pretty sure even the Apple store down in Australia probably carries DJI parts since they're owned by Apple.
Yeah, so whatever. And all that for a piece of equipment that, according to his exact words, he already had the money for, but he wanted other people to feel like they were part of it, so he let them donate.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that?
Yep.
So now I cannot speak to whether or not Flat Earth Perth was or was not a soldier in Australia. I really don't know, and I would actually not want to even know the unit because of the fact that I would find that very embarrassing to say that among their ranks is a flat earther. But he starts trying to get in on me about this. Now, the funny part is that a soldier actually understands what freedom of speech is. We actually tend to have a little bit of a rather strong opinion of that. And what do you call it? And a strong interpretation of that as per the Constitution. Now, I don't know what the Australian Constitution says in that manner, but I did give him one little thought experiment. I told him to go to his prime minister and what do you call it? And tell him that he is a transsexual and that he has proof, and see how well that goes. Okay, then you'll learn something about free speech. Okay, because there's consequences and responsibilities that come with free speech, and if you make a claim and you don't back it up, well, you're pretty much shooting your own ass. But what do you call it? Then, of course, he revealed the real reason for him giving me shit. A true soldier is not triggered by someone's thoughts. Only a scared little man gets triggered so easily.
Well, just to clarify something for Flat Earth persons, he's in Australia. Australia does not have explicit freedom of speech in any constitutional or statutory declaration of rights, with the exception of political speech, which is protected from criminal prosecution. Oh, so really? You're in Australia, you have no reason or right to declare freedom of speech. Just saying.
That's kind of interesting. I'll have to look that up.
I just did.
Yeah, I figured you did. But see, because what he was trying to claim was that I was triggered because of the fact that I decided to write back to him in troll form in all caps, quoting things that he had said to me when I said back to him, when the fuck did I ever say that? When the fuck did I ever say that? And he doesn't realize I was actually laughing when I was writing that. But what do you call it? Only a scared little man gets triggered so easily. So in other words, he's got nothing left. He's got to turn it into a schoolyard fight. Uh-oh, there's Jared. I knew he was going to be here. he saw my badges up, so let's say it. And then he says this to me. You are not a soldier. You are a scared little man who still has not answered my question, which was he wanted me to tell him what was an example of an unsubstantiated claim against the United States government, which I told him that was not the discussion that we were having. I said, but, whatever. He says, which unsubstantiated claim against the U.S. government is an example of spitting on the soldiers on soldiers' graves? Stop responding with your own requests, which my requests were for him to clarify his opening statements to me about me apparently thinking that flat earthers don't have the right to free speech. What do you call it? And what do you call it? Stop responding with your own requests that are deflection and answer the question directly as a true soldier would. Okay, well, since you have yet to answer the very first thing that I replied to you, I owe you nothing. Okay, if you want to play soldier and what a soldier should or shouldn't do. Okay, because you haven't fulfilled your side of it first. Okay, now if you want to have unsubstantiated claims against the United States government, I can give you one. I've heard enough flat earthers, or at least conspiracy theorists, say that the presidents, all the presidents in histories are lizard people. That's an unsubstantiated claim. Now, since it's so absurd, you would probably just be laughed off of any street corner that you decide to preach that on. However, if somebody actually wanted to take it seriously, you could be prosecuted for that because you don't have anything to back it up. Therefore, it's an attempt at slander, or at least libel. Okay, so there's a little example. Now, there was one other thing that he put on here is questioning 9/11. Of course, we have to go to 9/11. Is questioning 9/11 an unsubstantiated claim as Sly stated in a response to me? Okay, number one, I don't discuss 9/11 with basically anybody. Okay, because that is such a hot subject, and it still is. And there are so many parts and pieces to it that the people who actually come up to you with all kinds of wacky theories and shit like that, it's difficult to have a rational conversation with them. So, I just don't even go there. I have 9/11 discussions with people face to face all the time, and some of those debates get a little bit heated and shit like that. But that's just what a debate is, and I have very heartfelt discussions about those things. And I have my questions, but I also have my opinions about conspiracies on that as well.
Well,
But
just for clarity, Low Sly, him saying this is questioning 9/11 an unsubstantiated claim? No, it's not.
well, no,
Making claims about 9/11,
right?
that's the issue.
Yeah,
Questioning it, everybody, you can question it all you want, don't care. But once you start making positive claims about something that you have nothing to back it up with, it's an unsubstantiated claim.
Now let me go ahead and just put this into perspective for you there,
Sorry.
Is questioning 9/11 an unsubstantiated claim, as Sly stated to me in a response to me? Okay, now let's go ahead and pull this part off of here because I never said that to him. What do you call it? But is questioning 9/11 an unsubstantiated claim? In 100% translation of what you just said, absolutely not. Okay, first of all, questioning 9/11 is not a claim. Questioning 9/11 is questioning 9/11. A claim is an assertion or an accusation. That's not a question. Okay, a question is seeking an answer. That's not making a claim. So if it's not a claim, it doesn't in itself actually directly require proof to back it up. So therefore, there's no unsubstantiated to be even involved there. So you really need to address your own understanding of things. Okay, because now I admit, not a lot. Like I said, not a lot of people watched that video of mine, and I got 4 dislikes. Now, mind you, I'm sure the dislikes, they even understood what I said. They just didn't like it because I brought up flat earthers. Flat Earth Perth was the only person to come to my channel and not only have a problem with it, but actually lie about what I said. Okay. So, it's hysterical to watch that happen in such blunt ways. I really don't even know where to go with that, honestly, because it's so obvious on the face of it. So I wrote back to him, what do you call it? I said, Flat Earth Perth, your deliberate misinterpretation of my point, which everybody got but you, and your lies claiming things that I didn't really didn't. Well, yeah. Let me get my let me get my tongue straight here. And your lies claiming I said things that I didn't is really getting old. Normally, I don't let folks call me a liar so much, but the obviously false accusations and contradictions in your post is actually becoming humorous. Now, he wrote to me, "Who the fuck do you think you are?" And I'm sorry, am I not entitled to my words? You can't just, you can't just pick and choose, right? Let's see. And I just found it so funny. And now he's on this last word trip. You know, he's claiming because I answer him and I respond to his words that I have to get the last word in. And he even went so far as one of his responses just to put the word blah. And I was like, so you coming back with something as worthwhile as a comment like blah is not somebody who's just seeking to have the last word, And and I also busted him in a lie too. Another lie in there twice in the 2 or 3 threads that he's in under that video. He has said that he didn't respond because of differences in time zones. Now, I'm very sympathetic to the differences in time zones, especially folks all the way down in Australia, because their time zone is much further away than most other, should I say, at least English-speaking countries.
Yeah.
So they tend to, sadly, we don't get them on as much. But he had actually said let me pull that one up. I want to be 100% certain that I'm addressing this correctly here. Hold on a second. YouTube videos. No, comments. Now, let's see here. I just want to make sure that I'm addressing this properly here. I don't need that open right now. Let's see. Where was it? And I had even made a joke to him one time when he didn't answer me, even though I knew he was online. I said, "What's the matter? Time zone got your tongue again?" And and this was funny. This was a showstopper here. He had actually said, "What do you call it? Please link one gyro experiment showing Earth spin." He was talking to Barry because the subject went that way. So I posted one, which is a really cool one, and I actually plan on sometime doing some kind of a reenactment of this one. It's really cool. What do you call it? And crickets. He said nothing else on that thread.
Right.
But hold on a second. Who was he talking to? It was one of these 3 threads. And I had actually pointed out because it was still less than 24 hours. So the cool part is that less than 24 hours in your comments, they actually show up as how many hours ago that the comment actually occurred. And I actually recorded this. Okay, here it is. Now, Rock Lover had said something to him right about here. Actually, he said something here, and then about an hour or so later, he said crickets, as in Perth wasn't responding. Now he turned around and says, "You are aware I'm in Australia, opposite time zones to Sly." Now the funny part was, and I had actually done an analysis of this, and I did a screen record of it too. What do you call it? I said, "Hey, Rock, your requests were at 1 day ago, according to the comment threads, which at that time it said 1 day ago. Your crickets comment was 13 hours ago." Okay, so he had that actually allowed for plenty of time. And I said, he goes, 7 hours ago, Flat Earth Perth said, "You are aware, and I'm in Australia, opposite time zones to Sly." And I said, so in order for that rebuttal to be from Flat Earth Perth to have any merit, he would have to have not been on YouTube, sleeping, working, etc., between 13 and 24 hours ago. Well, under this video alone, I have him commenting 3 times at 19 hours ago and 1 time at 20 hours ago, which proves him full of shit again. Yeah. So I mean, it's one thing. I mean, like I said, I'm completely sympathetic to the different time zones and stuff like that. And I get pissed off when folks in the States have theirs at their time late at night, and I can't be involved because I'm already long in bed. But I mean, that's just what it is. And but don't use it as an excuse when you can actually prove it wrong in the comment thread. I mean, that's hysterical. And so Flat Earth Perth has honestly just continued back and forth over and over again in all of these threads that he made, or the 3 threads that he was participating in, to just make a complete and utter ass at himself, contradict his own comments, and and refuse to acknowledge that he got what I said wrong. Refuse to acknowledge it. So it's so much fun to watch this, and to watch this happen, and watch somebody, I'm sorry, I'm going to use your words there, Flat Earth Perth, get so triggered when all he's doing is just being a dumbass. He gets so mad thinking that, because his bias is towards flat Earth, anytime the word flat Earth comes up in an other than favorable manner, obviously, we must be trying to tear it down and trying to censor it and all this other shit. And no, that's not what I said at all.
I'll just say it again. FEPE Perth is the last person on this entire planet who has the right to say anything about censorship.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, in short, now I'm gonna go ahead and play something here in the background. Unfortunately, I didn't have it open. Let's see here. Now I'm going to play a view of all of those comments, and there's a reason why I'm going to do that. Let's see here. Cam rec, screen rec. There it is. Screen rec, and man, I got a lot of screen recordings. Hey, there's the one where Bob says that flat Earth was confirmed and they couldn't see the laser. That one was funny. So let's see. That would be today. This would be the longer one, right? Oops. What the hell just happened?
I have no idea.
It resorted itself.
Hate it when that happens.
Bastards. So let's see here. So what I'm going to do is, this was a screen recording I did. Now I had to do it in the Internet Explorer, and it turns out reinstalling Chrome was a way to get the show more and show less back. But now this is going to kind of bounce around, but I just want to have it on here. You can come back and screen cap it later. I'm not going to play it at any kind of speed that anybody could read it right now. But I'm just going to play that in the background there. And like I said, people can quote it all they want. Now there's a reason. Like I said, I'm going to tell you the reason why I'm doing this in a second. But I don't know. I raised my hand, as I said. I raised my hand to support and defend the Constitution of the United States. I believe in freedom of speech, but I do not believe in false accusations. I really don't. And I will call your ass out when you make them. I will call your ass out. And which is one of the reasons why I call out so many flat earthers, because of the stupid ass false accusations that they make about NASA using wires and what do you call it? They got nothing to back that up. And scuba divers, sorry, Jaron, I already killed that one for you a long time ago. And yeah, you still haven't backed up your claim about the bigger helmets. But technically you didn't make that claim. You made your wife do that. What do you call it? And all this other stuff. Oh, speaking of Jaron, did you know that Jaron might actually go to Salton Sea?
Okay, finally.
He must be getting paid.
Yeah, probably is.
Because the last, 5 times they went down there and stuff like that, because they weren't paying him, he didn't go. So, well, he claimed one time that his wife was sick, and I'll give him that one, but that was one out of, like I said, about 5 or 6 times that they went down there. But like I said, people can screen cap this. It's funny. What's that?
Hey, even Rich went down to Salton Sea.
One-way refraction Rich?
Yeah, one-way refraction Rich.
Yeah, if you guys missed that, man. Well, what do you call it? Globe Earth Perth. He says only if he gets paid. I need to let you know something, man. See, he actually said that he wasn't going to go down to he even said that he wasn't going to go down like 2 or 3 times. He said it multiple times, actually, that he wasn't going to go down to the Salton Sea experiments and all this other stuff. But and one time he even claimed because of the distance of the drive. But yet, now Sean, he went to, let's see, there was the Colorado convention. He was at that, right?
Yep.
Yeah, a little bit further away than Salton Sea, I would say.
A little bit, yeah.
He went to the one wasn't the other one in North Carolina?
Yep.
The first one, yeah. A good bit further away than Salton Sea. So
Just a tad.
yeah,
Only coast to coast.
He only shows up at places where he's going to get paid. Period. So if that's not a bell ringer, I don't know what the hell is. But that could be however anybody decides to see it. Now, like I said, I have nothing for people who just come onto my channel and want to at least try and make me look like a liar. I find that hysterical because I have nothing to hide. Okay, all my videos are up. All my videos stay up. All of my opinions today and all of my comments today. What's that?
Ask him for timestamps of when you said anything that he says you said, and if he fails, then you ban him.
Well, I tried to ask him all that back, and yeah, he didn't. I mean, plainly put, he didn't. So, and as a matter of fact, hold on a second. Well, I'm gonna let this finish playing through first. It's only got about 2 more minutes, but I'll even show you the thread in his response to his apparent having gone back and written it down.
Yeah.
And I'll show you what that was. That was pretty funny. I mean, he basically just dropped it like a hot rock. It was funny because he had nothing to say. Even though it was the whole purpose of him being here. The whole purpose. Saying that I was saying that people who believed in flat Earth were spitting on the graves of fallen soldiers, which I never said. Not even once. And he said, I went back and reviewed and listened to it several times. I even wrote it down. And so, yeah, here's the spot right here. Oops, where he said, well, I went past it, sorry. But he replied as blah, and then this is him talking about last words. Okay, so that played through. Let me find that comment about having written it down, because that was pretty funny. Let's see. Wrote. Control F. There's so much shit on here. There we go. Now he's talking flat Earth math, right? It says Sly's exact words were that some people's thoughts are pissing on the graves of soldiers, which were not my exact words. I went back and wrote down what he said. Okay. Now, he was asked, I said, Sly's exact words were some people's thoughts are pissing on the graves of soldiers. And I said, again, I have to do this in all caps. When the fuck did I say that? Do you think he responded?
Of course not.
No.
What? Hold on, he's got a timestamp there. What's that about?
What do you call it? If you misuse rights he inserted based on your thoughts, you're disgraceful and you spit on the graves.
Are you set up to play audio?
I'm not, but I will put it up in with closed captions.
Okay, do that. Go to 405 in your video. Put that in closed captions.
Yep. Hold on a second, because I actually responded to that. Let's see. Now it wasn't at 405. It's actually a couple of seconds before that. That was actually the end of the comment. Is what he put. Oops. Let me go like this. And this is the whole statement. For you to, okay. I was talking about people who fought and died for the rights, for freedom of speech and all that other stuff, and for you to misuse those rights for financial, I'll even repeat it, for financial gain or to promote general instability based on what you either think or one of the or what do you call it? Or one of the others believe, or what? Oh, excuse me. No, that actually comes out wrong.
That's supposed to be what?
Want others to believe is disgraceful. That's what I said. Okay. And at the bare minimum is ignorant. It laughs in the face of the very rights that you are abusing, and it spits on the graves of those protected your rights to have them. Okay. Now, that was part of a larger sentence that specifically says about unsubstantiated claims. In other words, abusing your rights.
So, cherry picking at its finest.
Right. So, kiss a dick, Perth. Really.
But he wrote it down. He quoted it.
Oh, yeah. Quoted it wrong. But, you know, I mean, what can I expect, I guess? The, what do you call it? So nothing on those quotes that you claim to have written down. But the summary that I offered to him, I said, so in short, Flat Earth Perth has decided to falsely claim in 2 threads, now 3 afterwards, that I have said something discussing it, that I have said that discussing FE is against free speech, which in no way is what I said, nor is it even related to my point. My point was quite clear that freedom of speech carries with it the responsibility of being factual when making claims. Okay. Our forefathers included this right in the Constitution of the United States to protect a citizen's right to speak out against all, to include the government. Did I ever say that mentioning or discussing FE was spitting on the graves of those fighting for our rights? No, never one time did I say that. Did I say abusing the right to freedom of speech to make unsubstantiated accusations against the government, which are demonstrably false, is spitting on the graves of those who fought for our rights? You're damn right I said that.
Well, I'm actually looking two replies ahead. His first one says, okay, so what unsubstantiated claim against the government are you referring to? Every single flat earther has said we need to defund NASA. We need to
because they're
remove the globe Earth from the schools and insert the flat Earth in the schools. The government's constantly lying, which in some respects, yes, they are, because
shit, anybody who always believes the government is a dumbass anyway.
Yeah, politics. It's pretty much that. That's it.
Yep.
But yes, there are unsubstantiated claims against the government by every single flat earther out there.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're saying that it's not unsubstantiated claims, what are you talking about, Flat Earth? Because you're part of this group that constantly speaks out against the government with nothing to back it up.
Right. Now, like I said, thoughts and questions, saying that, I don't think we went to the moon or I don't think the Earth's round and stuff like that. Those are your thoughts. Okay. Questions of, do you think we went to the moon or, what do you call it? Or do you think the Earth is a globe or if it's flat? Those are questions seeking answers. Saying that the Earth is flat
is a claim.
And saying that the government is hiding it
is a claim.
Okay. It is not, what do you call it? Those are not your thoughts or opinions anymore. Those are accusations. And without anything to back those accusations, without anything to substantiate those claims, is my, what do you call it? Is what I'm saying is the abuse of freedom of speech. You can question shit all day, and damn if you don't question shit all day. But making accusations is a completely different thing. Okay.
For example, if I turned around and said, Sly has done this evil deed, I had better damn well have something to back that up.
Oh, yeah.
Otherwise, it's an unsubstantiated claim. It's not a question. I have stated Sly has done this evil deed.
Right. And he holds himself liable for any kind of, prosecution that I send his way, or if I decide to sue him for defamation or libel or anything like that. Yeah. But if he turned around and he says, I'll bet Sly does some real evil shit. That's an opinion. I can't hold him accountable for that.
Now, I'll be happy if my prediction came true just because my prediction came true, not for the fact that Sly did some evil shit in the future. But
Exactly. So basically, go back, listen to it again. Don't cherry pick it. Okay. Go back, listen to it again. As you said, write it down. Okay. But exercising my freedoms, this is why I showed the video or the things on there first. I am generally not a fan of people calling me a liar with nothing to back it up.
Well, he did back it up. He had to make shit up, but he did back it up.
Yeah, he backed it up with more bullshit. So,
Yeah.
Supporting bullshit with bullshit leaves you with bullshit. I'm not a fan of people calling me a liar when they don't back it up. So, Perth, I'm done
Bye.
with you. Okay. Perth. Let's see. Hide these user comment. I'm done with you.
Now, just for clarity, Perth, even though you've had me blocked for, I believe we're at 16 months now on your channel, you're still not blocked on mine. Why? Because I'm not afraid of criticism.
No, not at all. Now, this one I'm not going to yank out because eventually the YouTube mute will actually remove him anyway. But I'm not going to remove this one because this is Dane's thread. Now, if Dane wants to remove it, I'm not going to hurt him for it. But I've already shown all the comments that are in here. So, yeah. So if that one, it's going to look like me, Rock Lover, and Dane were talking to nobody. But who cares? It's up to Dane how he wants to handle that. And but the mute, once the mute actually hits, it's going to hit Flat Earth Perth. Now you see, Perth, you're probably going to want to call this censorship. Okay. Now I'm not going to call it censorship, and I don't really give a shit what your opinion is of it. This is me publicly, not privately like flat earthers do. This is me publicly saying I'm not going to listen to you anymore because you're full of shit. Not throwing some little insult out and then muting me on the channel. Okay, like Riley has done recently, as a matter of fact.
Yeah,
Riley hasn't muted me on his channel yet, but he's deleting specific comments. And these are comments that are specifically related to the material that he's presenting. And it's the same question that I have asked over and over again, Riley. But Riley is actually actively and has even admitted to deleting my comments. Only after pressed, of course. And I will actually show you that just so I back my words up. Now, Sean has already shown me that there are records of Riley's deletion of my comments, some of them rather quickly. Now, hold on a second. Where is that one Sleeping Warrior one? Hold on. See, because like I said, I don't hide behind any of my shit. The decisions I make, now this was it. Sleeping Warrior's thread under my Bending Water results. Okay, the classic comment where he says, "Can you do a short video with the results?" Even though if I would have done a short video, they would have wanted to see the long video. So you can take that however you want to. Let's see here. Let's see. I think I was talking back to. Oh yeah. And I turned around. I had answered Watt, and I said, "Well, Riley is busy deleting comments again." And he asked me if that surprised me, and I said no. But when you ask a legit question regarding the presented material, and the author deletes the comment, it's another clear display that the author knows that he or she is full of shit. And Riley acknowledged, "Only yours," he says. Now, I don't even know if that's true, if you delete other people's comments. But, yeah. So, that's how you censor people. Do you think he told me that he was knocking my comments off his channel? I had
Oh,
to
heck no.
find out. You know, what's that?
Just for example, the most recent comment he's removed is from Guido Klingbell. Sleeping Warrior, if it is density, why do fluids of different densities mix during parabolic flights? Anthony decided to delete that comment from his channel.
And my question, which I had asked him over and over again, and here's the funny part about YouTube is YouTube tries to avoid fights by making it so you can actually still see your comment, thinking that it's still there. Let's see here. I think it was on this one. Hold on. Yeah, I said, can you post in the part in this video where he meaning this gentleman here, where he claims, as you do, that density chooses a direction to move an object. Now, similar versions of it, and at this calmness, I have asked this question of Riley several times, and those are the comments that he keeps on deleting. You know, because he is not intending on answering those questions, because he knows the consequences of doing that. Basically, tosses out any claims that he has.
Also, from that same video, you had a comment removed by Sleeping Warrior on Friday at 3:34 a.m. my time.
Oh,
you left out one tiny little detail. At what point does density choose a direction?
Yeah, I think that was actually part of another thread, though.
On May 19th, I don't have the time for this one because it's been too long. It just says Slife Arcane's comment that was deleted. Hey, Riley, while you're on Wikipedia, look up the word Earth, make that video.
Yeah, because he brought up Wikipedia. Wait, that was I think that was under this one.
That was under Dear Ignorant Flat Earthers.
Dear Ignorant Flat Earthers.
Yeah, Riley, you need to understand that all these comments you delete, we have records of them.
Yeah, because in his video, this was funny. He brought up, and I say this to every single person, flat earther, who brings up Wikipedia. Not because I think Wikipedia is a bad thing. And as a matter of fact, the guys over at, what is it, Iron Realm Media, they had said that they weren't allowed to use Wikipedia anymore, because I turned around and said, oh, well, while you're using Wikipedia, why don't you look up the word Earth? Okay. And this was the comment that he was talking. Oh, wow. And this one had a following too.
Just for Stone Monkey 3D. These are comments that were actually on the channel and then deleted at a later time, because Astronomy Live has a bot running that's monitoring several channels for comments that show up publicly and then disappear afterwards.
Right.
So these aren't being held for review. They're not in the spam folder. These were actively removed comments.
Right. And plus, if you can't say that mine was in spam because it's got likes on it, you know. And that's usually how this is going to sound egotistical, but whenever I put a comment under somebody like, you know, Riley's videos or even Jaren's videos or something like that, you know, I usually get maybe 1 or 2 likes if I don't get a whole shitload of fucking backlash from flat earthers. But I might get 1 or 2 likes on it and stuff like that. And that usually tells me that the comment was actually visible. So when I go back to look and I don't see it in an incognito window, that tells me it was removed, because what do you call it? Videos that make it to, or comments that make it to spam, you cannot like them because they are not public. So saying that it's hidden off in spam somewhere, you know, and you know, must have gotten deleted when I deleted my spam, is a crock of shit, because you can't like videos in spam. That's why many of you have probably seen me respond to flat earthers telling them, yeah, I love it when people like their own comments. That usually means that comment was actually in spam. I was kind enough to remove it, to respond to it, but the very moment that I removed it, there was a like on it. Sometimes even more than 1 like. And which I find hysterical, because, you know, it's people just outing themselves. But yeah. But anyway, like I said, if you guys are going to use Wikipedia, watch this. Okay? Earth. Wikipedia. Now, if you're going to use if you're going to use Wikipedia as a source of anything, Okay, that means you are displaying that you trust Wikipedia as a source. Okay. And I don't find that difficult. I don't find that bad. Yes, there are stories of misinformation and stuff like that. And anybody who takes your information from one source is a dumbass anyway. Okay. But if you're going to go to Wikipedia and you're going to bring me information about Foucault, if you're going to bring me information, don't come back to me without having first looked up the word Earth. Got it? Because it's pretty plain what you can look up and cherry pick out of Wikipedia.
Well, I've had an opinion on Wikipedia since before I was ever involved in the flat Earth thing, back to when Wikipedia was first launched.
Mm-hmm.
And that is, Wikipedia is a good springboard to find good information.
Yep.
It's not to be relied on as the only source you go to.
Right. If you single source your information, you're a dumbass.
But at the bottom of most Wikipedia pages, you'll see source material links that will lead you to the good information that can't be altered on Wikipedia by anybody. Sleeping Warrior is guilty of altering information on Wikipedia. What was the stupid thing that he changed over?
Wasn't it about a lighthouse?
I think so. He actually made 3 alterations to the Wikipedia page. They have since been revoked because it was proven that he was talking out of his ass. But it shows the record of him trying to change Wikipedia to fit his narrative. So Wikipedia is a good place to start, but follow the references.
Now, here's something that's funny about that, just to play back into the original point of the video, and that is, what do you call it? Everything in here is a claim. It's an assertion. Okay. Usually there's nothing in here that's stated as, unless it's clearly written as, this is a hypothesis or many people think or something like that. These are all written. They're written as facts. Okay. And so those are claims. You could say assertions, but you could say also claims. This is substantiating your claims.
Yeah. Follow the references.
Back up your words. Holy shit, there's a lot on this one.
Well,
I'm used to it being like not even a screen full on some things I look up.
Again, preponderance of evidence. That's what they love to say.
Right.
How many citations are here that you can actually look into? How many do they go to? 0.
You know what? Here's a short video, and I'm going to make this into a clip. Okay, so let's act like we just started a new video. Greetings and salutations, everybody. I would like to show you my 253 proofs of Earth being a globe. Ready?
That'll do it.
253 proofs of that the Earth is a globe. Unlike Dubé's 200 proofs of the Earth not being a globe and still not proving flat Earth. To
be fair, I think Eric Dubé's 200 proofs is actually like 14 that just keep getting recycled.
No, actually, it was only 6. I broke it down. That video will be made someday. 253 proofs. So go right ahead. Oh, and with a couple of annexes. National Geographic, cool. So ready for that? Cool. So boom. Oh my god. Cool. That was my 253 proofs of the Earth being a globe.
And you didn't need a 2-hour video to do it.
Nope, and not a monotone voice. Oh damn, I didn't do the monotone voice.
And today I would like to show you 253 proofs of the Earth being a globe.
Ready?
Enough?
There. Here they all are.
There they all are. Look at them. Ponder. Now breathe and go Om.
Skittles are good.
If you want to change it up, say what or amp.
Can I get a what? But anyway, I was just surprised at how many references that they had at the bottom there. I'm just not used to seeing that many. But and these are all international. I see stuff here from London. Funny, I don't see anything here that's labeled as Masons, or Illuminati. Did you see any Illuminati on here? No.
No.
Hey, there's some BBC stuff. Oh, but that's state-controlled media. Proof that England never won the World Cup. But nevertheless, that's all I got, guys. I I just wanted to make it very clear in very many words over and over again that Flat Earth Perth is full of shit. He tried to make discussions about me saying things that I didn't say, making claims that I was saying that flat earthers do not have a right to free speech, which I'd never said. And yeah, and then he wanted to go on about 9/11. So you can kiss my ass, man. 9/11 has nothing to do with the shape of the planet. I don't care what kind of connection you think there is. I don't give a shit. Okay? So I personally have removed Flat Earth Perth from my channel because I can do that. And I only let people call me a liar so much before I've just had enough. That's all. Okay? So, Sean, you got anything on the horizon?
I not at the moment, but I've definitely got to come up with some ideas on what to do next.
Well, I have Quickie 6 coming out. What do you call it? I had so many little, clips of shit. I have Quickie 6 coming out. I tried to have a discussion with Ranty and Riley the other day, or at least I had an invitation out to them. Ranty never responded. Riley did, with his butt hurt about the fact that I won't let him use a Mirage as a unit of measure. But he also went back on that claim, saying now the whole squishing thing, the compression thing. And when I asked him if he had measurements for that, he said no. So you can't claim that either. So,
well, when we go off air, let me know about Quickie 6 and if there's anything I can do to help out with it.
Oh, all right. And I got that going on, and then I am in the preliminary stages of planning a a second run of the big test. There's some modifications that were made. I will be bringing that out. For some reason, Indiegogo thinks that I owe everybody an update to the test, but after the debacle that they put me through, don't be expecting that. So
right.
Because that was an embarrassing thing, and I'm still humbled by all the people who came to my assistance afterwards. I have completely repaid. So TJ is happy, and so it's off to the races because I still have the equipment, and so I can redo at will, well, when time permits. So okay, so ladies and gents, I really appreciate you stopping by. Sean, as always, thank you for coming by. And happy to see you have the internet up. And and we'll and we'll talk again real soon. All right, so y'all have yourselves a nice night.